What up YouTube, it's Misery8's Company. In today's video, we are going to be uncovering some pretty massive leaks or sneak peeks to a massive update coming to Diablo Immortal. Now, before we get into it, I do want to preface this entire video with I'm getting this information from two different places. First, and I'll leave links to everything in the description below. First is from the Chinese patch notes. Now, keep in mind, Blizzard has been very forthcoming that not everything goes to the Chinese version of the game will come to the Western side of the game, which is understandable. So not everything we read here is for sure coming to us, but at least it gives us an idea of what could be coming. And then the other one is a unconfirmed sort of data miner that also has some different information as well as some pictures. So some of it could be pretty concrete, but I just want to lead with all of it that this is all speculation, but some of it feels like it could be true. So without further ado, guys, let's get straight to it. Now, the first thing that we're going to look at is going to be the patch notes from the Chinese version of the game. So this was posted today. So the anniversary celebration will begin in June and a new chapter of Immortal will be revealed. In July, Dark Universe will welcome its first new professional Mad Knight, the Blood Knight, in the past decade. Now Diablo Immortal, which is forging ahead, will reignite the war and launch a new version of Dynasty Ceremony on September 21st. So that feels pretty good. So we should be feeling pretty concrete that the update is coming on September 21st. That's when a lot of us have speculated, so it makes sense. The autumn wind sweeps across the sheltered land, and the beacon is about to be lit. Adventurers quickly follow the guidance, climb to the pinnacle of glory, and start a new adventure. Okay, new mechanism: super burning battle to the peak. So again, names are it's all translated from Chinese to English, so it's gonna be a little weird. Sanctuary is full of fog and challenges. Only by working together can we keep moving forward amidst the surveillance of demons and enemies. Adventure is never a solo battle, okay? A new version of Dynasty Ceremony will be launching soon with a comprehensive overhaul of the Union PvP gameplay. The new mechanism brings more strategy and tactical choices, more flexible strategic confrontations, and more exciting battles. More exciting and exciting battles. Okay, the war is about to break out. Whether it is to think tank who makes suggestions or the practical team who relies on micromanagement to win the team. Again, translations, so it's going to sound a little weird. You can have a lot of fun in the new Union War. The new version is about to open. Hurry up and join hands with your comrades to write your own legend. Let's pursue the highest glory together. So that is the picture that was used for Wild Brawl. Don't know if that means that's what we're talking about, and it was just a change to Wild Brawl that's happening or something else. But hard to say. Glory upgrades the Immortal Dynasty. Who will dominate it? So this basically is saying that we're going to be getting more rewards to Immortals, we know for sure coming. They've mentioned in the English patch notes that is something they are actively working on to make it more rewarding. I'm not going to go into the translation here because we know what it's going to be. We don't have specifics as to what the new improvements are for the Immortal, but obviously new rewards. So ideally, they're trying to make it more competitive and more of a reason to actually care who's an Immortal and who's not. The new copy reveals the long-standing secrets of the hometown. The story of Lyric's dynasty is considered the greatest tragedy in the Diablo universe. So do you really know the family's entire history? By chance, the adventurers will set foot in a familiar yet unfamiliar place, okay? However, things have changed and people have changed. Monsters are everywhere here now. A frightening aura overflows from the entrance, and there are ruins everywhere you look. Is this a place of rumored treasures or a purgatory on Earth? If you push open the door covered with historic dust and go deep into the underground corridor filled with mist, you can find the secrets hidden in the history of the dynasty. So for all intents and purposes, this is going to be a new dungeon is basically what that means. That is sort of like the opening to dungeons that we're used to. It makes sense. We haven't had a new dungeon in a while. I hope this also means new set gear is coming. Nothing confirmed there, but I feel pretty confident that we're getting a new dungeon. Reducing the burden again and saying goodbye to the pain of leveled combat. Okay. Let immortality return to darkness. Crush the irrational anger. The new version of Dynasty Festival will continue the core concept of burden reduction in Diablo Immortal. Continue to deepen the reform of Immortal 2.0 version. and launch the third shot of burden reduction for everyone. Let adventurers have a better playing experience. Starting from the gameplay mechanism to make the team more flexible, starting from the daily activities to greatly improve the efficiency, starting from it's the starting from for me. Starting from the experience bonus to make growth no longer restrictive. In the upcoming new version of Dynasty Festival, Dark God of Destruction Immortal will make targeted reforms from multiple angles to promote the rapid rise of the unknown, help veterans enjoy the game freely, and easily embark on a new adventure together. Okay, very hard to see what that is, but it definitely sounds like it's going to be helping the catch-up mechanics in the game. Again, I hope we're not just targeting the like leveling, because that's not the concern. The way that Server Paragon works now, it's very easy to catch up. It's everything else that is very difficult, such as the Heliquary catch-up mechanic is basically non-existent, as well as armor upgrades. That's the biggest one that even myself, who plays daily, just because I took 4 months off or 3 months off, whatever it was, I still cannot catch up. Like that's crazy. But so hopefully, either way, these are improvements to the game to help catch up in some type of way. So hopefully it'll be well received. We'll know more hopefully soon. The war is coming. How can we not fight? The new version of Dynasty Ceremony is about to kick off. Let's meet on September 21st and go through the fire, create a path of our own, and build a new dynasty with friends. About Diablo Immortal, I don't think anything is... Yeah, okay. Nothing else there. So again, nothing confirmed. A lot of it's a hard translation. The only thing I feel very confident about is that it's a new dungeon, and that would very likely be coming to both English and Chinese. I just can't imagine a situation where they would implement a new dungeon to the Chinese version of the game, but not English. So that's the only thing I would say is basically confirmed. With the exception of improvements to Immortal, and I can't say for sure what this is, but the other one is the catch-up mechanic. So we know that there is a catch-up mechanic coming. There is B, probably definitely a new dungeon coming, and C, there's definitely going to be new improvements to the Immortal and new rewards. They've already said that in the both English patch notes, so that's pretty concrete. Those three things I feel pretty good about. Now, let's talk back more on the speculation and or leak. So this was a Reddit post that I've seen other people cover already, but I do want to bring it up on this channel as well. So it says, confirmed future updates, are you ready? Now, when it says confirmed, I have a hard time believing confirmed, okay? So I'm just going to preface this entire thing with that. So pet system will be able to fight and pick items alongside you. You can be melee or ranged as well. So this makes sense to me. The pet system would make a lot of sense. It's another level of gameplay if it was a pet battle system as well. I saw that in WoW. There was like a whole audience that was just basically pet battling. It's basically Pokemon for all intents and purposes. It's used in a lot of games as a mini game, if you will. So if there's, usually the rewards aren't incredibly awesome, or this could just be completely cosmetic, but it does say fight with you. But the pictures below are what would seem to be pets and maybe even upgrading pets. So it's hard to say. Could be totally cosmetic. I hope at the very least they help pick up loot. Honestly, like if nothing else happens here, if they are just totally cosmetics and like sort of a flex and like, oh, look how rare of a pet I have kind of thing, that's cool. I support that actually, because that means it's not a pay to win mechanic. It's a pay for flex or pay for cosmetics, and that's totally fine. But I hope from a sheer baseline of mechanisms or like how it works, I hope it just picks up loot. Like that would be nice. Moving on, new PvP gameplay yet again called Werewolves. Again, we kind of got that from the Chinese patch notes that there is a new PvP thing coming, so that makes sense. I don't feel great about the name. I don't know where that came from. Updated Brawl PvP. Okay, new roguelike PvP. I don't know. Again, it's hard to think that they would add two different PvPs all at the same time. A new zone. Maybe. I could see a small zone that also introduces the dungeon, which makes sense to me. So they say it's a Church of Sturman, fight between light and darkness. Sounds really cool. Hopefully it's a shorter dungeon. I'm in favor of like small dungeons that are easily farmable, like the new the ship one, Dread Reaver was actually one of my favorite dungeons that was added to the game. It's pretty quick and aesthetically pleasing and has very unique sort of like effects with the boat flipping and going and all these different fights. Like I thought that was really cool, but Silent Monastery was just way too long. That's just crazy. New questline, direct confrontation with Diablo himself. I mean, nothing that has happened yet would lead me to believe that this is true. And my understanding is that Diablo Immortal is somewhere between Diablo 2 and Diablo 3 in the timeline, so I don't even know if that would make sense, but I could be wrong. Immortal buffs. We knew that was coming. Sounds great. Gender conversion finally. Yeah, I mean, that's a small one that feels like it could happen in this update. This is where it gets a little crazy. It says new class, assassin. And I've seen pictures of some artwork of an assassin class. I have a really hard time thinking that we're going to be getting a brand new class in the next update if we just got a new class. That seems like a precedence that I, as a game developer, would not want to set. Of, oh, look at how many times we can add new classes to the game. I mean, you gotta think of all the different legendary items that have to be added with it, the different like balancing that would go into it. I just have a really hard time believing this is even remotely close to a thing. Yeah, so I highly doubt number 10. But if it is there, I mean, that's insane. Maybe we get something similar. Like Tempest was data mined a while ago. So, but even then, I would think it wouldn't happen until like the second anniversary. Like 1 year for every new class feels like a decent precedence to set. So that way, like it's not too like development intensive. But I could be wrong. We'll see. New green and legendary items this major update on September 21st. So this one, I could see new green since we are getting a new sec gear because we are getting a new dungeon from what it sounds like. I have a hard time believing that we're already getting new legendary since we just got some. But again, could be wrong. New legendary gems. I've seen a lot of people talk about like a 5-star legendary like lightning gem that has a chance of basically doing chain lightning. That sounds pretty cool and could be likely. I'll be honest. That makes sense. So yeah, that's it for the leaks, guys. Let me know what you think is more realistic than not. Again, I think the new dungeon makes sense. A new PvP mode, okay, sure. Updates to existing modes make sense, as well as buffing the immortal reigns. The new class I just don't see happening. New legendaries I'm also a little surprised by, but new set gear makes sense. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think we're getting pets in Diablo Immortal? And again, at the base level, I just hope personally that they pick up loot. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I would love to entertain these conversations with you guys. Hopefully we get more information on this in the coming days and or a week. So from the English patch notes, because honestly, that's what I'm kind of holding out for. But let me know what you think in the comments below about all the speculation. And until next time, lock it in.